Testing, testing. Say testing. Hello, I'm the Beauty Professor, and you can find my beauty blog at beautyprofessor.com. I hope your February is going well. I feel like winter in and of itself is just flying on by. I started back on campus for the spring semester just a few weeks ago and moving right along. A couple of other new things in life. Joey is already almost 19 months, which is crazy. I'll insert a clip of her. You can see her talking with me earlier on today when I was setting up lighting for this video. Wave hello to the camera. Say hello.
Hello.
Hello. Say hello.
Hello.
Good girl. Okay. And she is just an abundance of joy, as always. Additionally, I just wrapped up the tenure process with my professor teaching job where I teach comp studies. I've been going through this process for 4 years. I just had my final meeting with my tenure committee last week. So now the paperwork gets filed and then tenure officially kicks in the fall semester. But all the work that I can do is finished, so I'm really excited about that. A lot on my plate by choice. I've signed up for it, so I'm doing my best with it, powering through a full load of classes. I'm teaching an overload situation, but I've taught all these classes many times over, so I'm really happy to be there for my students in this case. Today, I am excited to show you a bunch of products that I've been working with this winter. I've tested them thoroughly. I'm excited to show you some of them to you in action because they're already on my face. And I just want to give you a breakdown of what these products are like for me in my routine, why I'm recommending them for you, and hopefully you see something new today that you haven't seen before. Additionally, I want to let you know I am diligent about working on my YouTube channel this year. I feel like video content can be such a fun way to convey my discoveries and my feelings on products, and so I'm aiming to be more consistent. I have a new camera. I'm filming in my new office, which I'll give you guys a look at soon enough when everything is finalized and squared away. But just know that it's my intent to have consistent content that is reflective of the things that you guys want to see. So continue to please send me your requests for what you'd like to see, and I'll be adding it to a master list and checking it off this year. And on to the product talk. I divided these products into 4 categories. The first is hair care, skin care, a few miscellaneous pieces, as well as base and foundation. So that's where we'll start today, and anytime I'm talking about a product that I'm actually wearing on my face in this moment while filming, I'll make sure to highlight that for you. You can also pop on over to Beauty Professor where I will have swatches and additional images of everything I'm talking about today in sunlit lighting. So there you have it. For hair, I have been really enjoying the Hair Ritual by SISLEY Color Perfecting Shampoo. This is a new launch, and I'm a fan of the whole Hair Ritual by SISLEY line. I've been using it since its launch a few years ago, but I find that with this one, it's designed for colored hair, highlighted hair, or just delicate hair, which is what my hair falls into. I wash every other day. I try not to heat treat it, but I do like hot rollers a lot, so I'm always trying to protect the integrity and strength of my hair, and I have found that this shampoo does a great job of cleansing very gently without weighing the hair down, and it also super detangles my hair, which is an amazing benefit. So even if I don't follow with a heavy conditioner, I get out of the shower and I can actually run a brush through my hair, my wet hair, after using this shampoo. So I recommend it, and I think that a lot of different hair types will appreciate its performance. Next is the Hush and Hush Mind Your Mind supplement. Now, I've talked a ton about the Hush and Hush Time Capsule. It's my daily vitamin. I love that it gives me all the vitamins and minerals and nutrients that I need, as well as protecting my skin from blue light. But the Mind Your Mind is designed to be taken at night. Oftentimes, because of my work hours and then wanting to spend as much time with Joey as humanly possible while she's awake, I get a lot of my deadlines and late night writing and grading done late at night / early in the morning. And so with that, once I finally get to go to bed, it's hard for me to turn my mind off, and that's where this comes into play. So I just take one with water right before going to bed, and I find that it works to really calm my mind. It's not a sleeping pill. It just calms your mind, helps you to focus on sleeping, get the most restful sleep, and you wake up without feeling groggy. So if you are like me and you have trouble turning off your brain when it's finally time to go to sleep, you may want to give Mind Your Mind a try. I know. For body, I have been using a lot of the Revive Renewing Nightly Serum. And this is a lightweight, almost gel, if you will. You can follow it with a more intense cream or lotion if you'd like, but I find that I just can get away with this after showering. I put it all over my arms, my décolleté, as well as my legs, and it gives a nice cloak of moisture that immediately soaks into the skin. So you can climb into bed without worrying about everything absorbing first, and it's like the most beautiful skincare. So it's not just moisture, it's actually working on a cellular level to improve the look of your skin, adds to elasticity, and I'm chronically dry on my legs, and I find that this works really well each and every time I use it. For the face, I want to recommend the RITUEL Dynamic Nourishing Face Cream. RITUEL has been a new skincare discovery for me this winter, and I love their cleanser, their eye concentrate. I mean, I'm a fan, an ardent fan. This has been a great daily hydrator for me. It has a lightweight texture, though it gives a nice veil of moisture. It also has a light fragrance, nothing over the top at all. I think it's just a natural fragrance, but something about it's very calming. It just smooths out the skin while keeping it balanced, and it's been supporting, I think, the health of my skin both day and night. So if you're looking for a place to start with RITUEL, I recommend this Dynamic Nourishing Cream. I've talked a lot about the Victoria Beckham beauty line since its launch, and I want to show you the most recent launch, which is the Cell Rejuvenating Power Serum. This is a formula that's been created in partnership with Augustinus Bader, which of course I've discussed the Rich Cream countless times. I love it. This was fascinating because I was, of course, intrigued and enthralled by the beautiful packaging and, of course, how impressed I've been with Victoria Beckham's products so far. So I wondered what this serum was going to do and how I'd be able to integrate it into my routine. I can give you some of my initial impressions. I've been using it daily for a week and a half now, and what I find is that I only need 2 to 3 drops. You just pinch right here, and it dispenses the product. It's lightweight, no fragrance. It's a definite serum, so you'd want to put it on after cleansing, prior to any kind of primer or moisturizer that you follow with. You can also put it atop your makeup for an additional glow. What I have found is that it's just giving my skin an extra something. It's bouncy, it's bright, it has a soft glow, and I feel really balanced all day long. So I need to continue to experiment with the precise place in my routine that I want to use this consistently, but I will say my consistent testing of it has only lended to improved skin, and I'm pleased with it thus far. Here is a new primer in my routine. It's the SURRATT Perfectioniste Primer, and it's a water-based primer. I remember when Troy was talking about creating this primer, and he has such an eye for complexion, and so he's always looking for ways to make sure that the skin shines through, that if you're wearing makeup, it holds up, and certainly this primer does that. I just put a pump on maybe as my last step prior to foundation, regardless of the skincare I'm using. And it's so lightweight because it's water-based, it sinks right in, but it gives your skin this amazing kind of balanced glow, matte yet multi-dimensional, and it keeps the foundation in place all day. Truly, it wears all day. Whatever formula I'm wearing, I know I'm going to get a full day's use out of it with this primer first. So, another interesting formula that I've been using as a primer, and I did a whole blog post on this recently, is the WASO SHISEIDO Color Smart Day Moisturizer Broad Spectrum SPF 30. I had to actually read this because it's a lot of words. But here's the deal on this. It is SPF, of course, SPF 30. It is a hydrator, so you can use it as your moisturizer after cleansing, but it's also tinted and it kind of adapts to your skin tone. And for me, it works well on my medium, light, medium, olive skin. So I would put this on, it converts to kind of a peachy beige tone that works well, but what it really does for me is it makes my skin feel like it looks like porcelain. It really blurs out pores and fine lines while adding protection, and I treat it like a primer in those cases, so then I'll follow with foundation, but I find I can get away with using a lot less foundation if this is my first base. Of course, I am forever testing foundations. I have a few in the pipeline right now that I wasn't ready to film and talk about because I'm still testing them thoroughly, but they will be coming up soon. In the meanwhile, I have 3 that I wanted to show you I've been using a lot this winter. This is the Suku Extra Rich Glow Cream Foundation. I can bounce between shades 203, which I would call my original shade match from years ago, and 035, which I think is actually a hair better for me in the warmer months when my skin gets a little darker. So I'm back to 203 and I'm wearing it right now on my skin. A little goes a long way. It really gives beautiful medium coverage that looks like real skin with a soft skin finish, and it lasts all day. I feel like because it's a cream formula, it blends out nicely and it really alleviates imperfections while looking inconspicuous. So also for foundation, I think the fact that this bottle looks essentially empty is a testament to how much I've been loving the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation. I wear it in shade 7.5 Neutral, and this foundation is just like, it's like perfect skin in a bottle. I just put less than a pump. I have to control it, less than a pump, because I don't even need the full pump. It's too much coverage. Less than a pump. Blend it out with a beauty blender. It's like my all-day work makeup when I know I'm not even probably going to get a chance to look in the mirror. And so I put it on and it gives great coverage while looking like real skin. This is always my goal, so you'll hear me say this about the foundations I love. But I can't recommend it enough for those reasons, and 7.5 Neutral is like my perfect match. It's spot on. It's amazing. I will be finishing this bottle shortly, and I have another one on backup. Finally, for base, here's the Estee Lauder Futurist Hydro Rescue Moisturizing Makeup Broad Spectrum SPF 45. So many words again. I have a match in 3W1 Tawny. I ordered this sight unseen. I was curious a couple months ago. I haven't tried an Estee Lauder foundation in a while, since Double Wear and its many iterations. So this was interesting to me. I find that it gives good medium coverage, feels almost like a tinted moisturizer but with better coverage, and beautiful wear time. So once again, it's an all-day wear for me. This is a perfect shade for my winter skin, and I think I need to bump up, obviously, for the late spring and summer months because it will be too light. But I love that it gives you that SPF 45, so you get a lot of benefit in a single pump of product. So for concealer, I'm not showing you a concealer because I'm showing you a concealer next week with a new video. Stay tuned. It's under embargo. I can't share it with you yet, but I've been using it for weeks and it is so good, and I'm wearing it now and it's sublime, but I can't. 3 miscellaneous products that I just feel fit nicely in this part of the video are as follows. The first is this Palette by PAC High Fiber. This is an interesting packaging system. It's these little wells or vessels filled with, or you can get 5 wells or little vessels lined with silicone that you can store foundation, liquid illuminator, any kind of lotion or gel. It's great for travel if you don't want to bring all your bottles, and it definitely saves you on space. And for me, I'm always using those little jars that you can get from like a sample situation at the department store. I also order them online and use them, but they're plastic and they can crack. I feel like these are so secure, and I could easily fill this up with 5 cream or liquid products that I just want in my purse, securely contained. It's a genius idea. Another product I want to show you is the Jenny Patinkin Luxury Vegan Makeup Brush Soap. I'll admit, washing brushes is not my strongest point. I mean, I do it, but it's a drag. It's no fun. Always feels laborious, and I try it in a different way. Sometimes I'll bring my brushes into the shower with me, which I'm sure is uncouth, but I'm just washing them in there with my soaps. Other times you're like laboring over a sink trying to get them done. This really cuts out the work. You can actually just swirl your brushes into this very clean formula and then rinse everything, and you get a clean brush. You're dealing with a clean, unscented formula, and there's no mess. I love how streamlined it makes brush washing, which means we have no excuse for ever having a dirty brush ever again. Thank you, Jenny. And then there is the Ellis Brooklyn Marvelous Massage and Body Oil. I love this because it smells incredible. I was able to actually meet with the Ellis Brooklyn owner Founder a week or so ago, and that's where I was introduced to this product. It's fascinating because it really gives great hydration. It has the most intoxicating herbal fragrance that just kind of relaxes your senses and your mood while uplifting. And you can obviously have it, you know, all over your body. In a larger version like this, you just need a few drops to cover a large expanse of skin. It also comes in a travel rollerball size, which I keep in my purse. The next category is bronzer, blush, highlighter, finishing powder, and a brush thrown in for good measure. So first off, and I know I've discussed this countless times, but I think that just conveys its importance in my routine. This is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Bronzer in the Luminous Bronze Light, which for me is just a daily go-to. I have a little bit on and to contour like the perimeters of my face today. It's just a great true brown tan with some luminosity so your skin has dimension, and you can just put it on in a hurry and go. So I have the brush that I use for all of my powder products is this SURRATT Artistique Cheek Brush. And I have two of these floating around because they're just on constant replay for me. There's not a day that goes by without me using this. And this one's 5 years old, by the way. It performs just as well as the day that I got it. Well done, Troy. Another bronzer that I'm very much enjoying is the Nude Envie bronzer in Solace. This is a brand new formula for Nude Envie, branched out into cheek products, powder blushes, and cream blushes. I'll show you one of each. But this bronzer is lovely. It's, I think, a little more radiant than the Hourglass. Gives you a little more of a sheen, but it's not overtly shimmery. And it's a true luxe, kind of like 1960s tan brown that's available now. This is the new MAC Glow Play Blush. I have all the shades and I'll make sure they're all swatched for you on Beauty Professor, but I've been using a lot of this shade Grand. Okay, this is a bouncy blush with sheer application that's buildable. A little bit will just give you a just pinched wash of color. You can put more on for more intensity. I just tap it onto the apples of my cheeks and I find that you get a very like lit from within skin finish that is slightly luminous, but not shimmery. And Grand is that perfect peachy pink neutral. Here is a look at an interesting kind of highlighter. Here's a look at an interesting highlighter blush hybrid. It's the M Cosmetics Heaven's Glow Magic Hour. And it's a kind of luminous, very pale peachy pink, but there's like a pink shift undertone that really brightens up your cheeks. I do have a little bit on right now. I'm hoping the light can catch it. It's a very easy product for a wash of color. You can't mess it up. I predict it would look good on all skin tones. It might perform differently in terms of its intensity, obviously, its depth, but it's just a finely milled, gorgeous product that I think is a gift to all complexions. I want to show you, speaking of all complexions, the Charlotte Tilbury Cheek to Chic Pillow Talk Blush, but this is the Intense. So they released an intense version for deeper skin tones. I'm a pretty true medium, and I find I can get away with using this sparingly. I love this center color because it's a radiant peach neutral, and then the outer ring is almost akin to bronzer for me, but it's like a rosewood bronzer. Very pretty. You can swirl them together for just a quick face, or of course apply with a little more precision if you're looking for an official look. But I dare say I actually might prefer the Intense to the original. I have them both, and this one just does it for me. I love it. A final blush that I want to show you is the Nude Envie Cream Blush in Ibiza Nude. I do think I referenced this in my Best of 2019 video because I was already using it heavily and loving it, but I'm really happy that it's now available online. It's at Saks, and this shade is so pigmented, so a little goes a long way. You really want to have a light hand with it, but once you get the appropriate concentration for your skin, you will just be in love with the way that it performs. It's smooth, it's creamy, there is no shimmer in this one. It's infused with hyaluronic acid, so it makes the skin bouncy and fresh. And I just like applying the smallest bit on the apples of my cheeks and then blending out with the dampened beauty blender, usually the one I've already used for my foundation. I like to save time, and this just wears effortlessly all day long. Here's a highlighter that's been bouncing around in my purse. It's the MAC Extra Dimension Skin Finish and Postmodernist Peach. Such a great name. And a very pretty luminous finish, but like gossamer. It's almost more champagne than it is peach. It doesn't really have an orange tone at all. But I think it is so lovely because it's finely milled, and I like to put it on the high points of my face. I put a little bit through here today. When it comes to eyes, I really exercised some restraint here with what I wanted to show you. I thought about which eye products I've been reaching for super consistently that would easily create a full eye in seconds, and this is what I came up with. The first is the Viseart Paris Edit palette. Okay, you guys, this palette is magnificent. It has 12 shades. It's incredibly portable, and I'm a huge fan of that. Instead of carrying a big palette around, and I do like to keep my eyeshadows with me even if I'm not reapplying, just like knowing they're there. This is so travel friendly and purse friendly, and the shades are remarkably wearable as we've come to expect from Viseart. They're buttery, the color payoff is high, they're finely milled, there's no fallout, they blend like a dream. It's all good things. I bought the original Paris palette years ago, and I used it a lot. And I would say this one gives me all of the benefit of that original, but it's smaller, it has a mirror, and the shades that this one doesn't have are the shades I wasn't really wearing, which was like the light luminous green and the blue. They're very pretty, but they're editorial and not great for my day-to-day tones. I'm wearing them all in my eyes right now. I put this on hours ago, and no touch-ups. Like, this is just one of the best palettes I have ever encountered. I can't recommend it enough. I know everything in this line is made with love and care, and that's why I'm happy to show it to you now. The next eye product is the Chanel Ombre Premier Lock Rising Sun is the shade. It's shade 24. I wore it in a blog post, and I just find it's a great wash of color. You guys know I wear a ton of Tom Ford Golden Peach to this day, the cream and powder. I mean, that is a part of my regular routine. So it's hard for me to stray into a new peach territory, but this one is definitely winning me over. It's very lightweight. You can get a sheer wash of color or build it for more intensity, and it really locks down the eyes without creasing. For liner, here is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk eyeliner. Okay, so what makes it Pillow Talk is it's like a deep kind of burgundy brown meets black, but I want to say it's more burgundy than anything, and it's creamy, and it looks very natural on the eyes. I like using it across my upper lash line as just like a different type of line action going on. It's easy to just kind of place on and then smudge out, and this is indelible. Once it sets, it's going nowhere, and it doesn't drag or pull. It's a very creamy yet stellar. Two mascaras to show you today. One is the Charlotte Tilbury Legendary Lashes Volume 2, and I need to impress upon you, Volume 2 is the one that I love because there's an original as well. This one is lengthening, volumizing, and it does not budge. So the other formula that I am very impressed with is the City Beauty Beyond Mascara. This is a new launch. I love City Beauty. I've used a lot of their products over the years, even before I started a blog. And this mascara is volumizing, but it's also treatment mascara, which means that your lashes are getting fortified and nourished and strengthened with every single use. That's what I have on today. I just did 2 quick coats. You get great impact, and it's easy to take off, but it does stay in place all day in the meanwhile. All right, finally for lips. Okay, let's just jump in. First is the Westman Atelier Le Rouge Lip Suede Compact. I mean, it's a stunning work of art in and of its own, but it has 4 very wearable, blendable colors that have intense color payoff and a moisturizing finish. I am wearing this bottom shade right here, and of course I'll have swatches for you on the blog, but the bottom shade is kind of in mauve brown, nude. And it's deep, but not too deep. So that's what I have on with lip pencil, the one I'll show you in a minute, but I've worn the red, I've worn this fuchsia mixed with the red. I just really love it. I think it's a great formula. It's got great lasting power, and it makes your lips look their best, kind of lush and full. It's a gorgeous release from Westman Atelier, and just another reason why I love the brand. For lip pencil, I'm showing you the Chanel Longwear Lip Pencil in Beige Natural. And this was one I just ordered. I thought it would be a good shade for me, and it is. It's a light pinky peach beige, but not too light, so it actually gets the job done. You can line outside of your lips without being super conspicuous, and I just overlined a tiny bit, but I like to do that when I'm wearing a nude lipstick. And so this plus any lipstick equals the lips of your dreams. So good. It does have a brush on the other side as well. Another nude, the only other true nude I'm showing you today, is this Lawless lipstick in the shade Fawn. I did a whole blog post wearing it. It's such a lovely beigey pink nude, creamy, full opacity, clean formula, and Annie Lawless created, I believe, 8 shades in the lineup. I have swatches of all of them on my blog, but Fawn is my favorite. I just feel like it's an easy everyday. I'm excited. I'm over the moon to be able to show you a first look at, this was my first look at, the 3 new Clé de Peau lip glorifiers. They can now come in pink, red, and coral. They're available now. And I love the original. This one has the same formula. These 3 have the same formula, but they've diversified the shade offerings from that kind of light skin adapting pink to 3 shades that give you immediate color payoff in a sheer, very flattering, luminous way. There's pink, there's red, which is, again, subtle still and very wearable. And then there is the coral, which is my absolute favorite. It's just so lovely, so apropos for spring. I'm going to have proper swatches for you on the blog, so as soon as I'm done filming, I'll swatch them and you can see them better there. But if you're looking for balm, lip treatment, performance, plus a very lightweight wash of color that brightens up the face, then the lip glorifiers are an incredible option. The final lipstick I want to show you, and then we'll get to glosses, is the YSL Rouge Pour Couture shade Nude Fatale, which is a deeper, for me, peachy pink nude, but it's got some depth, and I feel like it's very classic. It gives you if you have a clean, otherwise clean face, you can just pop some of this on. It's immediately face livening without being overpowering. I bought this on a whim at a Sephora. Who else does this? You know you don't need a single thing from Sephora, but if you happen to be within the physical proximity, you will walk in and you'll walk out with something. That's me, and that's the result of that visit. For gloss, I'm almost out of, actually, my KOSAS wet lip oil in the shade Jellyfish. I mean, the shades, the colors are beautiful. I have swatches of all of them on the blog, but I really like this basically clear version. I wear it as a night treatment. I wear it in the day over some lip liner. The formula is just fantastic because it's not sticky and it's clean and it's very hydrating. Another shiny formula I love is the Décolleté lip oil, and this is in White Jasmine. These continue to sell out, so I hope by the time this video goes live, you're able to pick one up if you want. This is kind of a milky clear, soft, kind of fruity candy fragrance, but nothing overpowering. And I've loved Décolleté since it launched stateside 3 years ago. I just am a fan of the formulations in the brand, and these lip oils are a beautiful addition to the lineup. This is the City Lips Clear Lip Treatment. It's a plumping lip gloss. I mentioned earlier I've used City Lips a lot over the years, and I feel like this is one of the most effective lip plumpers. I like more voluminous finish if I can help it, and I feel like this one really gives results without being stingy or invasive or making your lips burning or dry. They actually feel extremely moisturized when you're done using it. I use it as a night treatment, and my lips are in their best possible state by morning-ish. Here's the Au Naturel lip gloss in Magnolia. It's a warm pink peach with a decent amount of opacity. I'm a sincere fan of Au Naturel. I think that the brand is just doing so many beautiful things in the clean beauty space, and their lip glosses are exemplary. They are long wearing, not sticky, full of pigment, and just amongst the best I've ever tried. So Magnolia is a good everyday shade. I also love Slip. Here is the SB by Sarah Loves Makeup lip gloss in Peach Pie. I just recently received a few of these pieces that she's making in her own home. It's wild. Sarah and I have followed each other for years on Instagram. We both have a deep affinity for peachy pink lips and like rosy, bronzy cheeks, and so our makeup aesthetic completely aligns, and what a delight to see her makeup ideas come to fruition. Peach Pie is a favorite. It's got good creamy opacity, and it's the most perfect peachy pink. So if you're looking to support an indie brand, I highly recommend Sarah's collection, and Peach Pie is my personal favorite. And finally, the Charlotte Tilbury Collagen Lip Bath. I've tried this formula in a few different shades, but Pillow Talk, which is what you see here, is my unmitigated favorite. I find that this gloss is cushiony. It kind of removes any obvious signs of fine lines on your lips, makes your lips look their most voluminous in a day. You pop it on over some pale nude lip liner and your lips just look classically beautiful and they feel amazing. And so concludes this winter product rundown. I always intend when I start off these videos to just talk about like 5 things, and before you know it, I have pulled a lot more. And yet I hope that you've benefited from the expanse of products I've discussed today, that you've seen something that you're intrigued by, interested in, and that more questions you may have can be answered in the comment box below, or certainly on my blog post as well, which will give you swatches and additional images. It's my joy to be able to share with you guys my discoveries, seek to be a resource for anyone who's watching my channel or reading my blog in the same way that blogs and channels have been resources for me over the years. Thank you for watching this video. Once again, let me know what caught your eye, and there'll be more soon. In the meanwhile, don't forget to visit me at Beauty Professor, which can be found at beautyprofessor.com. Take care.